Hello everyone, I'm Ali Reza and I'm here as one of the honored members of 3D Boss, and I think I'm the first one that is publishing a video with the new opportunity 3D Boss gave us. So before I even start the project, I need to speak about few things. First, as you see on top, these are the applications that I use time and time again. And Notepad++ is free. Xmind is a very nice application for brainstorming. You will see it in a few seconds later. It has a free and pro version, and even if you don't want to pay, free version is more than enough. Photoshop, well, if you don't want to pay, you can use GIMP. Visual Studio, I use the community edition that is totally free now. Unity is totally free now. And Mischief, Mischief, I think, is an application that is unique. And if you have one of those pressure pens, it's a very good application for brainstorming. You will see I use it in future. And this is the whole structure that I have in my project for Unity and these chapters. Well, presentations will be my mischief and roadmaps, Xmind stuff. Chapter images, as you see, that is the titles that I have for 3D Boss. Recorded videos are, of course, the videos that I will record and publish to 3D Boss, and projects will contain our projects in future. Now, let's start with talking about what will happen. Hopefully, my project wouldn't have hiccups like what the MMO had. MMO, and by the way, you may know me in forums as CSS_Maya, and I'm one of the noisiest guys when it comes to MMO, because honestly, I have high expectations both from 3D Boss and Nelson. But the hiccups in MMO was unavoidable, especially after I had a little talk with Lee after he separated from 3D Boss. And that was unfortunate, but it was unavoidable. And at the time Nelson came into MMO, this is my personal opinion, Nelson was a great C# programmer, but was not familiar with Unity at all. So he had to sit down and think and get familiar with Unity 3D, and that took time. And then things happened, either Nelson tried to implement CGS, and then Unity threw something out that was completely making CGS obsolete. And even when we didn't see any videos out, Nelson was pulling his hair and was busy with R&D. Because when you think about Lee's train system, he was generating mesh on the fly, and it means that we had to find a solution to make things like navigation mesh on the fly. That means that Nelson had to sit back and re-import the recast and detour, what Miko had developed and was the father of Unity's current navigation system. And then he started from the server side of things. And that's a good approach, actually, because for a MOBA or MMO, the biggest issues is the server side. So he wanted to address the biggest issues and the ground foundations for them before he dived into Unity. And I can completely understand that. But at the same time, there are more than one thing that you need to put inside Unity itself so that you can work with Unity, and you can have a game. Nelson is not addressing it right now, and I'm trying to fill the gap between the basic stuff that you can find in 3D Buzz, in YouTube, everywhere, and the professional stuff that Nelson is doing. There is a big gap here, and my try will be to fill this gap, and at the same time develop modular enough systems that can be used in different games. And well, it will take time, it will be a long series, but I'm a sole developer of this project, and I'm sure that there won't be any hiccups inside the project like MMO had. Worst case scenario, I will have to sit back and do R&D for maybe a week or two, and then I will start publishing new videos, and yeah, 2 weeks, or worst case scenario, a month, with the biggest gap between the chapters coming out. That being said, let's take a look to the first application that I want to use, Xmind. I have the Pro version, but if you look, there are very few things related to Pro, and you really don't need them. I just have the Pro anyway. So let's open my roadmap. Okay, let's talk about what you will see in this series as a whole. I will start with a DLL solution builder. That will be a little application, a Windows application, that will help me generating the SLN and the csproj files, because I'm too lazy and most of the time I forget dependencies, blah, blah, blah. Then, in this chapter, we will take a look at the node editor. The second chapter will be our actually the utilities will be one of those special cases that you will see in conjunction with all of these systems. Every time I find something that I'm implementing here that can be used in other parts, I will put it into utilities. After node editor, we will start working on our AI, artificial intelligence. That would be second chapter. Third chapter will be item systems. Fourth chapter will be character system. Fifth chapter will be quest system. Sixth chapter, as you see, I put a D marker, is dependent on the quest system and character system, and that is a dialogue system. Then, as you see, I didn't add any branches to these two because I'm just doing R&D on these two. Skill system and ability system. And I have another system to implement, and that would be our game GUI stuff. Okay? And I didn't mean to open U, I mean to open the properties and the style. There we go. So, the node editor is, well, an editor window, and then a base node, a graph node, and we will see how we can connect the node input outputs, and we will have general nodes and math nodes. These two will come later. I will cycle through these chapters at least 3 times. The first time I cycle through these chapters, I implement, for example, in node editor, the editor window, base node, base graph, and node IO connections, and then go to the second chapter. And when I finish the cycle, I will come back and generate our general nodes and math nodes. And things that will happen in other chapters too. So in AI, for example, in first cycle, I will generate a behavior tree system that is totally dependent on the node editor. Then in the second cycle, I will address the fighting mechanics and things that I find that we need here. In item system, for the first cycle, I will address these guys: a database, an item class, rarity editor, quality editor, item categories, and item editor. At the end of this first cycle, you will have a working item system that you can use in your games, whatever the type of the game is. In the second cycle, I will come for an inventory system, because at the second cycle, I will have a base character system, and inventory system is relying on that. And, well, I totally forgot to put this guy here. So, yeah. It is dependent on this guy. So, we need a dependency on our character system, and that is why I put inventory system on the second cycle. On the character system, on the first cycle, I will implement a basic character stat system. And for the player system, I will handle its movements. But, you know, this guy will have a player system and NPC system. So in first iteration, I will use the player movement. In the second cycle, I will come to NPC movement. And both player and NPC have other stuff to implement other than just, you know, character stats, but we will address them in second cycle. Dialogue quest system, well, I think quest system and dialogue system will be one of those that I will implement in one go. Skill system and ability system, I'm not sure, you know. Game GUI, well, at the end of the second cycle, we will finish with game GUI and everything we need to start making a game. And from that point on, the third cycle, I will jump between these solutions and projects and implement what I need in every place to make a game. And that is a short overview of what is coming in the whole project and the whole series. So don't expect, you know, one of the things that, for example, Nelson had a 2D game tutorials. It was about 30 or 40 episodes, and it was done. This is not one of those tutorial series. This is one of the tutorial series that will take time and develop little by little as we go on. But rest assured, when I finish the first cycle on the node editor, you will have a node editor that you can use. And if you understand it, you can even go further and, you know, generate your own, for example, general nodes, or even try a behavior tree yourself. When I end the chapter 2, we will have a working behavior tree there. There is nothing that stops you from implementing it in your projects and utilize it. When I end the chapter 3, you will have a working item system, and you can implement and utilize that item system in your, for example, first-person shooter or whatever. So the benefit of having it this way is that if something happened and I couldn't continue my job, you have something that you can use, and it's implemented completely, you know. The second cycle is a totally different story, because from the start of the second cycle, we will have to, you know, think about the end result and what we are doing at the end result. But that is all to it. I have a forum post on 3D Buzz right now. If you come to 3D Buzz, in community member sponsor log, and I didn't pronounce it correctly, launch, I think. You will see my post, CSS Maya, new series coming to 3D Buzz. This is the central position that I will track you guys and see what you have in mind, if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, if you are stuck on some place in the project, if you have any new ideas that I can implement, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the first post, I have my contact info for you, my Skype, my email, and the nickname I use in 3D Buzz IRC, so that if you need me, you can contact with any one of them. Well, Skype and email is the most part. This one I will try to be active, but my timeline is a bit different. I'm in GMT plus 3:30. So I'm not sure if you guys are close to me or not. If you guys are close to me, I would be happy to have you on board when I'm recording a video. We can schedule a time. If you are not, then I'm sorry, that's where I'm leaving. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this new series, and I hope I can help you in learning something. And take my advice: if you want to learn something, try to teach it yourself, because that would be awesome way of learning stuff. I learned a lot myself during the R&D that I was doing for this section. And by the way, this is a little teaser. This section, the left-hand side, first cycle is already finished on R&D, except the inventory system. Okay, because inventory system is the second cycle, and except the fighting mechanic. All of the other parts are already done on my R&D. And right now I'm doing R&D on inventory system and quest system and dialogue system. That are the things that I'm doing R&D right now, you know. Anyway, in next episode, we will start with our DLL solution builder, and it will take 1 or 2 or 3 episodes. By the way, I will try to keep the episodes around 1 hour, and if my recording is passing 1 hour, I will cut the video in post record at the editing time into 2 videos to make it shorter. Have fun, everyone. Bye bye.